Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of E&Ftv. Today, we're joined by the brilliant Valeriya Kim, who is now a business development manager at OTA Insights. For those of you that are sort of long-time viewers and listeners of the channel, you will obviously recognize Valeriya. She actually came on the show last year, but at that point, she was a business development executive. So, Valeriya, thank you so much for joining us again today.
Thank you, Tom. It's always a pleasure, honestly.
It's great to have you back on the show. I suppose first off, obviously you've, not to mention obviously the year that we've had, but you've seen some great developments in your own role. So for anybody that obviously watched the last episode, we understood obviously what your role was then, but just give us a quick brief. What's changed? What's changed in your remit or responsibilities and all that sort of stuff?
Well, I mean, it's definitely been a journey for me at OTA Insight, and I'm so grateful for the company, for all of the learning and development that I kind of got to experience, and obviously go on to the next stage to become a business development manager at this time. And I mean, as a whole, I didn't feel much that my role has changed, other than, of course, taking on maybe more responsibilities and taking care of bigger customers of ours, bigger partnerships, and trying to, prove and take initiative on more projects. So definitely this was a big step up. But overall, I think both myself and my managers agree that even as a BDE, business development executive, I was already kind of trying to step up for a long time and definitely, do a little bit more than I would say the role entails as of itself.
Sure. Well, again, and making appearances like this, sometimes people can find it quite difficult to appear on shows or talk live and all the rest of it and do these types of recordings. So the fact that you have been really pushing it out there and sort of getting your name heard, but also getting your opinions and insights also heard, I think has been massively beneficial. So well done you, because not a lot of people would step up to the plate and do that. So fair play.
Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely. And I mean, for me, I think that the main kind of objective was to really build connections, but not even for myself or for the company. It's just really nice to be in the industry, to be a no name and make an impact, even if it's a small impact. I think anything matters at this moment.
No, definitely. I completely agree. And probably now more than ever, to be fair. I suppose, coming on to the data side of things, because of course you are OTA Insights. And that's obviously, we've been catching up on a number of occasions over the last few months in terms of what's been happening in the market, what you've seen. And I suppose for the benefit of our audience then, any standout developments and trends that you've seen that would be really interesting to hear about?
I think a lot. I mean, definitely there has been a lot of trends that we have been observing, and from a whole, I think that hospitality industry is really changing, and everything in it is changing as well, including the technology component of it.
Sure.
So I think that what I've noticed is that there have been a few trends, like importance of safety, of course, and for the hotels to be able to deliver the right message to their guests. There has also been a trend and focus on creativity and actually creating unique experiences and even upgrades from the hotel perspective to their own guests and customers. Actually, we have a partner, OTA. I think you have interviewed someone from there, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, and they are amazing, honestly. And this is a partner that allows hotels to encourage and target pre-arrival upselling as well, which is obviously something that's very much needed these days. So definitely hotels that will utilize this creativity and be a little bit more, I would say, advanced in how they offer their experiences, they will definitely go on top of others. And of course, I guess the final one is always technology, 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 and
Yeah.
just being able to leverage the right data and continuously analyze new trends, because everything changes so fast right now, literally with the speed of light, and
Mm.
hotels cannot understand what the future holds indefinitely.
Yeah.
No one can know for sure, even us, and
Mhm.
the customers don't know. And the
Yeah.
only source of truth should be reliable and accurate data.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess with trends like consumer booking behavior changes, traditional demand drivers not being the same, they are significantly different due to the influence of government and travel regulations.
Hmm.
Also, I think that historical data points are now not that relevant. They are making it really difficult for hoteliers to forecast demand.
Sure.
And general changes in the way people travel, the domestic travel being predominant at this point,
Yeah.
and conference and business hotels needing to attract that leisure domestic bookings as well.
Hmm.
This is a huge change, especially for the UK, where London, Manchester, Edinburgh, we've
Mm.
always been very lucky to see that business coming in for the
Yeah.
city hotels. But now they need to also adapt to the fact that people are looking for leisure, vacations, and something a little bit more domestic, as London is not going to see international travel being same as before for quite some time, I would say.
Yeah. I've um I've been talking to a number of sort of industry commercial leaders in London, or in the London market anyway, and they've been, quite, well, admittedly having a tough time trying to reposition themselves as a staycation location.
Yes.
Because of course, as you say, it's always been focused on international travel. And it's one of these things where one thing that I saw, and it actually sort of comes onto your point about value added rather than dropping prices. They're trying to find ways to build that experience. That's the sort of key word here now. It's a value added in creating that experience, rather than price dumping like we saw at the very start, from a number of properties. And I think it's an interesting one because it's sort of taking stock and reevaluating, looking at
Yes.
what we've been great at and what we really do need to improve on. And that creativity piece will always be a key part in that, won't it? It's just a given, a necessity, I suppose, in the market that we see ourselves in at the moment, I guess.
Absolutely. And you couldn't have said it better. We definitely need to step up. We
Mm.
know that it's no fault of anyone's
Yeah.
what happened. And obviously hospitality industry has suffered immensely all
Mm.
around the world. But nevertheless, we have the responsibility to take ownership of the
Mm.
situation and to really do whatever we can to make the best out of it.
Yeah, no, completely agree. Completely agree. I suppose moving on then to, that's the sort of trends and standout sort of developments that you've seen. What do you see for sort of the landscape for a post-pandemic sort of market for hotels? What do you see from your perspective, I guess?
It will be interesting, right?
Mm.
I think no one really knows, I guess, what's going to happen
Yeah,
indefinitely. But thankfully, for speaking about just the UK, we have been
sure.
lucky because we had a great successful rollout of the vaccines, and
Hmm.
thankfully we are planning to open on 17th of May. When I
Hmm.
say we, of course I mean the hotels,
Yeah.
but still it's so exciting. I think we spoke about it with you recently, just
Hmm.
to know that we're making that progress.
Yeah.
We still have a long way to go, and this will be a process of a significant change. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our industry and people in it showed so much resilience and perseverance,
Hmm.
which makes me confident that we can come out of this crisis much stronger and knowledgeable, prepared for
Yeah.
the future and unforeseen events. Hopefully, there will be more contingencies in place as well, for hotels and for all of the providers, for the hotels and partners, because even for us at OTA Insight, we're the technology partners to the hotels, but of course, everything that happens to the hotels influences us as well, very much so. So definitely, I think that hotels will be much more mindful about their cash reserves, about the planning and making sure that they are more prepared for the future. What I'm very passionate about, and obviously you are the person that has this passion even bigger than myself. Of course, it's people.
Yes.
And what the landscape will look like for the future generations that will enter our industry, the hospitality tech. And I know that basically you are making a huge impact and spread awareness all the time that hospitality is really the place to be. And I think that we care about people in a sense that we want more talented and ambitious people to enter the space, to enter hospitality and tech, to be striving there, and of course to basically have the environment where they can grow, where they can achieve huge successes, and an environment where everything is fair. So we know that at the moment it is a little bit challenging because hotels are struggling to find the right people to join their space. And I think that post-pandemic, this will actually present an opportunity to improve.
Yes.
And I think that technology will play a huge part in it as well, because previously we have been scared, right? We have been scared about technology being a threat to people, replacing and, with the revenue management landscape, it has always been about being cautious whether technology and all the tools will replace the actual position of a revenue manager. But actually, it will have a different effect. I think it will help companies and teams to unite and focus on things which are more important. So it will be about the automation. So when technology saves more time for the hotelier on one thing, it will actually allow them to spend more time on something else. And that something else might as well be the focus on creating experience for the customers and making sure that you are ultimately there, present and full of power and energy to basically do your job at the best, in the best way possible.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's something that you and I have spoken about, but also I've spoken about on a number of occasions. But I think the disruption that we've seen has given the hospitality industry a royal kick up the arse, if I'm honest, in terms of development, but in terms of driving that change. That maybe if all of this didn't happen, who knows how long it would have taken for a lot of these businesses to actually step up and change practices and change mindsets and what they're doing. And I think this has been a massive opportunity for positive change. And it's one of these things where, again, anybody that's embracing it, anybody that is embracing that tech element or embracing the way of being creative with their space or understanding their customer journey now more than ever, and being able to, I suppose, collate accurate quality data rather than just having a full database that really isn't that good. Your data is king. And anybody that hasn't been focusing on that is missing a trick and is going to be immediately behind their competition. So I think it's an interesting one. And I do massively agree. Of course, I agree with the fact of we need to be doing more to engage with our next generation of hotelier. I think people have probably got bored of me saying it by now, but I think it's just such an important message that we do need to be on the ground talking to people and getting them into our industry, because there is a lot of fear and anxiety about coming into the hospitality industry for obvious reasons. We were by far the worst hit. And it's one of these things where any young person looking to step into hospitality completely change their mind.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate, and it's down to us to really engage with that sort of area of the market in terms of not only fresh talent coming into the market, but of course for businesses to have a clear succession plan to be able to develop their people going up into the business, and then of course bringing those new people in. And I imagine, you know, when you stepped up in within your role, that exec role then became vacant, and hopefully we found another fantastic newcomer to the industry where they've been able to backfill that job, which would be amazing. We just need more of it.
Yes, absolutely. We definitely need more of it. And
Mm,
we need to, yes, we need to attract that talent
yeah.
as you said previously.
Mm,
So I'm hopeful and I'm even confident that this is going to be the change that
oh,
we should
I am.
expect.
Yeah, I am. I am massively confident about it. Maybe the overly so. Um, but I know people like yourself. There's a number of other industry people that I'm talking to right now about ways of being able to do this and having a real push and almost a strategy behind it, I suppose, which is really exciting because I've always spoken to industry leaders about bringing people on with no experience and all the benefits behind that.
Yes.
But now I think we're having some really great conversations about how we can innovate on that and where we can take it next, which I think is so exciting. Talking about obviously exciting things, it would be good
Mhm.
to understand what's happening with OTA. What's going on with you guys at the moment? Anything exciting? Any new developments that are going on at the moment, or anything that you're going to be doing going down the line?
I don't even know where to start, to be honest.
You guys always seem to be up to something.
Yes, we are always up to something. That's a good thing. And it has been a very, very exciting quarter for us
Yeah,
at OTA Insights. We are so grateful and humbled to be in a great place thanks to our clients, partners, hardworking and dedicated teams and management, because all of them enabled the company to grow again. So the
sure.
focus is to grow our team, as we touched on before, expand partnerships, our presence, and widen our product range as well. Just recently, we were honored to win the first place in 3 hotel tech report categories.
Right.
So the best rate and market intelligence tool, parity tool, and business intelligence solution in 2021. So this
Right.
has definitely been a huge
Amazing.
achievement.
Yeah.
And again, one more time, thanks to all of our loyal clients for that,
Sure.
and the
Yeah.
partners. I am very amazed at how efficient and innovative our product and development team is.
Yeah.
They are just too fast, honestly. They
Yeah.
they just
They're in
release
front every single time.
exactly. They release new features and enhancements
Yeah.
all the time and plan something. So at some point we're joking internally that we will have to take 1.5 hours to do our demos and to show our products at some point, because the functionalities increase so fast and so
Yeah.
often. But that's obviously such a good thing for our
Of
customers,
course.
because they're
Yeah.
getting more value for what we're providing as well.
Yeah.
So definitely there are a lot of projects and announcements to look out for within the next few days and weeks and months.
Fantastic.
Our focus is, of course, to ensure that we are here to support our partners through the recovery.
Yeah.
And of course, that's the way we do it is by providing them with the most actionable and relevant commercial and revenue management tools that will uncover essential data about the competitive landscape, hotels
Yeah.
distribution, consumer trends, demand patterns, and their own hotel performance as well. So helping them to really unlock what they have in their PMS and their systems, etc. And to be honest, it is quite an important step for us as well to basically be there, not just to give products, but to actually consult hotels to an extent, to provide them with our expertise and knowledge, especially when they have less people on board that are doing the jobs and it's just one person wearing many hats. And that's what what I heard a lot from our customers, that's what I heard a lot from our partners, is the fact that they are doing the job of a sales manager, revenue manager,
Yes.
marketing manager,
Yeah.
all at the same time. And of course, it is really important for us to then step up and say, we're here to support you. We're here not only to offer the solution, but we're here to also walk you through this journey.
Yeah.
So that is definitely one of the main focuses, I would say. So it's definitely a product and development part of things, but also for us in sales specifically, to actually be there and be almost like a friend, you know. My the way I do my job definitely has changed. And not because I became a business development manager versus the business development executive, but
Yeah.
just because of the humility that you need to adapt and have at this difficult time, and to
Yeah.
show it to people that you're working with.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And I suppose that's one of the biggest ways you're always going to stand out from your competition is you, if you are empathetic to the situation and you are understanding and you're able to, I suppose, see the people behind the job titles, you know, understand that, you know, they are human beings at the end of the day. They're not sort of just a sales opportunity. And I suppose as soon as you get that across to the people, you then build up some fantastic relationships and in some cases friendships. I know through my almost, it seems, lack of sales action during this period of time, it's actually been able to build up some fantastic relationships where now we are recruiting for them, but we haven't been able, we've not had to bash down their door saying,
Yes.
hi, have you got any jobs? Hi, have you got any jobs? Or, hey, when you do recruit, make sure you give us a call, or we've got these great candidates. It's just a case of call me when you need me. Just,
Yes.
I know that you're working really hard right now. I know that you probably haven't got a moment in the diary, but you know where I am if you need me. I'm here if you want to talk. If you want to discuss recruitment plans going forward or for the start of next year, whatever it is, just give me a shout. But I'm not going to bug you. And that has been so well received. So I'm so happy that somebody again in a business development role is saying the same thing, because I think OTA ultimately, if they've got more people like you doing that, they're going to be much better off. So yeah, no, fantastic, and it's great. To be fair, it's one of those questions with exciting and new developments. And if I ask that to anybody at OTA, there's just an endless stream. It just seems to carry on. So yeah, it doesn't matter how many times I talk to anybody at OTA, it's always the same. Oh my God, we're swamped. But it's amazing. And the good thing is, as we said at the start of this recording, before we press record, you know, we are really busy right now, and that's awesome, right? Like my diary is absolutely jam-packed. You're massively busy. These are really good signs for what's to come, and I'm so excited about that.
For sure. It is so exciting. And of course, I think that just being back to life and, you know, even I had a face-to-face meeting with a client because now this is allowed twice. And I am just, you know, for me, it's like going to some, I don't know, going to school again or something that's just so new, going to university again. It's like, oh, I'm doing this. Wow, this seems so new.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I think it's one of those things, right, where, I mean, I've already, you know, not that I've announced this yet, but I might as well talk about it now. I'm doing sort of a mini travel around the UK. I don't want to say tour because that sounds so corny, but we've basically got clients that want us to go and do an episode where we walk around their properties, we talk about their properties, and then we do a bit of an interview with the people on whether that be a commercial leader or an operational leader. And we've got a couple already booked in London, and it's one of these things where I'm a bit like, oh, God, going out again and all the rest of it. And we've got all this camera stuff that we're going to be putting up. And yeah, it's a bit daunting. It is a bit daunting because obviously I think the last time, so I was at a conference, I spoke at a conference in November, which doesn't seem all that long ago, but it feels like a lifetime. So we'll see how it goes.
You know, this sounds actually amazing. So
Mm.
I'm very stoked for you because I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh my God, yeah, I can't wait. I'm just scared.
Yes, it's being scared, being excited all at
Yeah,
once. But I think we all need to get more comfortable with this. And
yeah, I
of
agree.
course, you know, we were thrown out of the comfort zone when we were made to work from home. And in the
Yep,
same way, we will be
yep,
thrown into out of our comfort zone when we go back to the offices, go back
mm,
to seeing clients face to face.
yeah.
But I think that this is much better than being thrown to work at home. So
I agree. I agree. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, Valeriya, again, thank you so much for joining us. As always, it's a massive pleasure talking to you. It's great to hear, obviously, how your role's developed, but obviously from what you're seeing in the industry as well. And I'm really looking forward to our next catch up on the show. So thank you so much for taking the time out again to talk to us.
me too, Tom. Thank you. Honestly, always a pleasure.
And guys, if you're getting to this far, don't forget to see who's on next week's episode now.